This time we will have a representative of the Philippine House of Representatives. We heard Senator Legarda of the Philippine Senate. This time we have the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Amelita Villarosa, who first earned her seat in the House of Representatives during the 11th Congress from 1998 to 2000 and was elected by her fellow House members as Deputy Speaker in the current Congress. Prior to her involvement in politics, she was connected in various financial institutions and business corporations, such as Banco Filipino Savings and Mortgage Bank, Turismo Filipino, and others. Congresswoman Villarosa and her husband, former Representative and Governor Jose Villarosa, are blessed with 5 children and 7 grandchildren, who will also inherit the earth from them. Representative Amelita Villarosa.
I will be delivering the message of our speaker, Prospero Nograles, who is abroad attending an international conference in Geneva. Dr. Jung Suk Kim, President, Center for Asia Pacific Women in Politics. Ms. Clara Nove of the UN Environment Program. Undersecretary Teresita Castillo of DENAR. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, if there are any, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. It is a great honor for me to welcome all of you to the 3rd Global Congress of Women in Politics and Governance, which is also the first time that gender in climate change and disaster risk reduction will be discussed in a global forum. Climate change is the most serious crisis in the world. The world faces more serious than the current U.S. financial crunch, the global economic slowdown, the world oil prices, the food crisis. In the worst case scenario, our failure to effectively address climate change means losing everything. The worst consequences of climate change are beyond the limits of economics and politics. They extend and go to the heart of the biggest and most important field of all, which is life. Climate change is a real serious threat against the continued survival of life in our planet. But though the concern is serious, it is not terminal yet. And even if the problem is huge, it is not insurmountable. When we probe the climate change crisis using the gender lens, we will clearly see how our gender-insensitive ways, policies, and practices cause the problem and how they continue to threaten the survival, not only all life forms in our planet, but also the continued existence of Mother Earth herself. Natural and man-caused disasters in recent years had claimed lives like never before. While we cannot eliminate disasters, we have the power to reduce disaster risk and minimize the toll specifically on human lives. And we all know that to a large extent, many of the disasters men experience are caused by the same factors that caused climate change, or they are in fact consequences of the damages we have already inflicted on Mother Earth. With female and male legislators, government decision makers, and leaders of environmental organizations, national disaster and relief agencies, the youth sector, media organizations, and funding, and donor agencies all gathered in this Congress to squarely deal with the issues of climate change and disaster risk reduction in the context of gender, we are in fact making a vital step in ensuring that our planet continues to be the dwelling place of life. The wins that we have so far scored and the continuing worldwide efforts on gender mainstreaming now allow us to see not only how the differences in male and female roles and ways result in varying consequences to the environment, but also how valuable is the equal participation of men and women to the sustainable solutions to climate change and to the effective efforts of reducing disaster risk. Simply put, if gender insensitivity and inequality are among the cause of these problems, gender responsiveness should, at the very least, be among the strategies employed to solve them.